I went from being a Christian, born again Christian, to being a complete Antichrist for 7 years. I hope this doesn't come off as too much information. I don't know, but I just feel like I should just need to share it for someone or anyone who might be in this same situation at the moment in their life. Sometimes in 2017, I was kind of in the position to have read and watched a lot of documentaries, YouTube videos and books, and read a lot of things that taught about how Christianity was used to marginalize Africans, to colonize Africans, to manipulate black people. That, at that moment in my life, I was in that situation where I felt that Christianity was something that was used to destroy black people, destroy Africans, to be specific. For instance, as of then, I felt like Christianity was a tool that was used by the colonial masters to make the blacks docile, so that they will not in any way kind of revolt or fight for their rights or try to stop slavery. So that was the concept I had then. And if you look at it, a lot of places, like in my own place, in my village where I come from in Imo State, the biggest buildings or structures are actually churches, cathedrals. People don't actually think about factories, building mega schools or something that will kind of galvanize or, kind of drive revolution, economic revolution in communities. Everybody is always doing something that has to do with what will grow the church or take care of the priest, because in my place is predominantly Catholics. Yeah, there are Anglicans too, but majorly Catholics. So even the Anglicans, the same thing. So a lot of stuff was going on in my head, and I was looking at it. I was like, I was seeing these things all over. Then I was reading all these things everywhere. Everywhere you looked at it, a lot of things were there to show that's okay, fine. These guys came in here, the whites came in here, and all they did was to kind of try to enslave blacks, took them on cross-Atlantic slave trade, and some people felt that they were taking their children to go and educate them, then bring them back, but they never came back. Some people thought, okay. Some people even started joining in selling their own brothers because of whatever, hot drinks, rappers, mirrors, even kings. These things were backed up by monarchs. So this was very, 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 very bitter on my tongue, tasting such a thing at that point in my life. So I started digressing. As at that time, I was a strong born-again Christian. As in, I mean it. I'm telling you, that's all I knew. And I've always prayed to God, and God always answered me. But somehow, this thing just took over me. Then I started researching more, trying to look at the best spiritual practice to do. Then I was seeing a lot of verses in the Bible that, they are popping up, a lot of verses in the Bible, how one say that Jesus Christ is the son of David when Joseph is not the one who impregnated Mary. Stuff like that. So I was like, okay, fine. If this thing is blatantly stated in the Bible, yet we are saying it the other way around, what is the idea or the motive behind whosoever that is pushing this idea? Having seen this and wondering, and a lot of other verses where you see different accounts, so there are things we have been said, then there are things that the Old Testament stated emphatically that the children of Israel must do throughout all generations, and they no longer do it. Then you talk about the name Jesus Christ. So now, Jesus Christ is not a Hebrew name. So why do people choose to answer or call him a name by the way the Bible says that by his name all knees shall bow? By this name. Even when the angel met Mary, he never called him Jesus Christ. He called him Emmanuel, God with us, meaning God will be with us. So how he became Jesus is another thing, because the letter J, according to research which I made, wasn't even in existence in the Hebrew letter system. It's supposed to be why. You have Yeshua, not Jehovah. Yeshua, not Jesus. So the point is, where did all this come from? Definitely came out from something or somewhere that is not Israel. So if it's not from Israel, these were the things that were going on in my head. So I felt that some people, some powerful people, might have created this religion, used it to conquer the world. Like the Romans, the Greeks. They have created this system to use it to conquer the world, to rule the world. And with these people, conquer the world. So they kind of forced the religion on other people, so that when they come to your place, destroy your place, they give you a religion that preaches forgiveness so that you don't retaliate. So this was what was going on in my head at that point. So I decided to let go of church, Christianity, anything that has to do with that. But I loved God, and I wanted to worship God, and I wanted to go with God, be with God. So I started researching more, and I found out, okay, fine. In the same Bible, there is a religion there, that is Judaism, which was like something that was handed down from God to Moses to the people, with precepts, laws, what to do, how to do, where to do, when to do, everything stated. I'm like, whoa, this is good. So I started researching on that. I was following a guy on YouTube who is a white guy on YouTube who went off grid so that he can be able to worship his God in the right way without the corruption of city life. So he went off grid. So I was following this guy, talking about the festive periods and all that, how he's going to celebrate it, how he's going to, do it the way the Bible says, because he wouldn't be able to kill a ram, in the city. But he could do that off-grid. So these are the kind of things that made him go off-grid. So I was following this guy, and all of a sudden I started finding that there are things in that same religion that are completely similar to what is in my own Igbo tradition, as it is written. So this one stood out like, whoa. Wait, if this kind of thing is in the Bible and it is officially stated that the people who God chose are the ones who are practicing this, then my people in my village are practicing this. What if my people are the people that God chose? Maybe out of migration or whatever. Then they found themselves in the eastern part of Nigeria, in West Africa. So this also shook me. It shook the foundation of everything I thought. Then I went deep into my tradition, trying to research, trying to know. When I found out there were many uncountable similarities, circumcision in the 8th day, a lot of things, eating the meat like the Passover meal, that you eat with the bitter herbs. These are like nkwobi in our place, some kind of words, that names, in fact, names of people and cities were also in my own place. It was staggering. I spent 7 years practicing this religion. 7 good years practicing this religion, and I enjoyed it as at that time, because I felt I was at home. This is us. This is real. This is the real thing. Even though the name that we call God is Chukwukike, Chukwuabiama. Chukwuabiama even now sounded like the God of Abraham, the God of Abraham. So, as I practiced this, majorly theoretically, learning a lot, studying a lot, going deep, focusing on the language, finding out and knowing that our ancestors coded a lot of things in the Igbo language. So if you speak Igbo language and you understand how the Igbo language is created, you will have a lot of codes that are embedded in them, because they didn't have any other way to store the codes or the secrets of our ancient past. So these things we are studying there. So I studied a lot of these things. I had fun. But I also soon discovered that I couldn't do everything that we had demanded in that religion, like sacrifices, animal sacrifice and all that. And as a human being and as a man, there's a time in your life that you need something big, something powerful.